Fox News.
More now on this uptick in rhetoric. I'm joined by our political analyst, Brian Sobel. Brian, what do you make of President Trump's sharp words that have continued now for several days?
Well, Heather, it appears to be a little bit of a good cop, bad cop thing. Tillerson talks about the diplomatic side of things. Trump speaks to Un in his in similar terms. A lot of the fiery rhetoric and all that sort of stuff that we're hearing between these two leaders. We'll have to see where this goes. I've said to all kinds of people in the last few weeks, this is one of the most dangerous situations we have been in as a country in decades, probably.
Yeah, I mean, so many people watching this and very concerned about it. This has really dominated the president's 17-day work vacation,
right,
if you will. He's been tweeting often about North Korea. And I want to bring up that tweet that Lauren Blanchard had in her piece, or right before we went to it, in which the president said that the U.S. military is, quote, locked and loaded, and that the isolated country would truly regret if they did anything to Guam or any other American territory, if they in fact did follow through on some of these threatened attacks. What do you make of that, especially that locked and loaded term?
Well, it's a locked and loaded term. When you say we're locked and loaded, that means we are, ready to go. And I think he conveyed exactly what he wanted to convey. But, for viewers, I think we have to remember that there's a lot of diplomatic effort going on behind the scenes by the United States, by China, by other countries. And so while you have all the war of words, hopefully, eventually, the diplomatic side will kick in. The problem is you get to a certain point, and somebody's got to do something, because otherwise there's a loss of face and all of that sort of thing. So that's what makes this really dangerous.
You know, these strong words, this strong stance from President Trump is something that we haven't seen. And today, he blamed his predecessors for the predicament that we're in right now. And he sort of said it's about time that someone stand up for the country and respond to this rogue nation. Does he have a point?
He has a point, in as much as we, for years, through Democrat and Republican administrations, so again, it's everybody, have been kicking the can down the road on the issue of North Korea trying to gain nuclear weapons. We knew for years that they were getting component parts from places like Iran and other places, and technical knowledge. And we didn't do anything about it. Now we're very, very worried about where we are in this thing. And so it is fair to say that both Republicans and Democrats at various times did nothing, and we are now in a very precarious situation.
The fact, though, that the president is responding to Kim Jong-un in a way in which he says is very understandable, right? He's trying to clearly make his point, President Trump is. Does it, though, give some credibility to the North Korean leader?
Well, sure. I think when you say to somebody that is economically, as a country, not even in the same realm as the country you're dealing with, or militarily, or on any basis, and you give him equal power, that, to your point, I mean, that's a problem. But here's the one outlying factor, and that is that this guy does now possess nuclear weapons, and that puts him in a group of nations around the world that's small compared to the number of nations in the world, and it makes him a legitimate person at the table at this point.
All right.